Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan. So I am trying to get to my page to see if I can see me. Yep, it looks like I am there. So that is a good thing. So hopefully, I see someone's popped on. As you pop on, hopefully I will be able to see your comment. A little behind. Oh gosh, I don't know what is going on with my whole system right now. It's like, I don't know, I don't get it. We got a booster and it's giving me trouble. So hopefully we're not going to have any trouble with this video. So today's tiny tip is going to be about copy. Let's copy and stamp everything, or case, C-A-S-E. Oh, hi Crystal, yay. Okay, so this is the Unbound Beauty Suite, which is a super suite, as you may remember. 2 stamp sets, 2 sets of dies, the paper, the shimmery. This is designer series paper too, but it's different. It's shiny on one side, and the awesome in color resin dots. Now we're not going to use this, but we're going to be using everything else, and I'm going to case. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the buffering. I don't know. Here's the thing that's freaking me out, Crystal, is I can't get into the Stampin' Up! Website on my laptop. I can get everywhere else, but it's like it's blocking me. I can get it on my phone, I can get it on my tablet, but I can't get it on my laptop. It's making me crazy. I've tried everything, so I don't know. Ready to throw it out the window. Anyway, so that is neither here nor there. It was just like a crazy moment. I know, it's nuts. So I'm going to copy this card right here, but I'm not going to copy it exactly. So let me see if I can get you guys to see. This is the card that I am going to work on, and you can, if you can see it, there's 2 different designer series papers on there. I'm going to change the label. I'm going to do something similar to this, but it isn't going to be exact. But that's the thing with copying. You don't have to, you can copy it perfectly, but you don't have to. You can just be sort of inspired by a design. So my card base is Berry Burst. So I'm going to fold that in half and have that ready. I was so excited. My girls in my class on Saturday, they knew how to press hard and fold those creases. Made me very happy. And then I cut off 2 pieces from the, oh, what is the name of this? Hold on. It is called Unbound Beauty. I should have known that. 12 by 12. It's gorgeous paper. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So these 2 pieces are cut from that. This is going to be the one in the background, and it's the standard 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then this one is the one that's going to kind of go crooked on it, and it is 5 inches by 3 3/4. And they will go on the front, like, not exactly like so, because you can see it doesn't quite work right, but basically that is how they're going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on there, but I wanted to show you that this piece is a cutoff from one of these sides. I don't remember which one, but it was cut off from probably up here. Yeah, that looks like it. And I'm going to save it for the inside of my card, because why not, right? All right, so we're going to start super, super simple. And we are going to be doing some stamping and some die cutting today. Also, as a reminder, let's see, today is the 4th. Yesterday was my husband's birthday. That's how I remember these things. So starting tomorrow, you can get an additional 10%. Hi, Karen. An additional 10% off of bundles. So what a bundle is, like, these 2 are bundled together. These 2 are bundled together. So you already get 10%, so now it's like 20%, which is really awesome. And if I read it correctly, you also will get that even if you decide you want the whole suite of something and there's a bundle in there. Also, 10% off the 2 sizes of Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. And if you like that boho blue one, 21 again, I like that, Karen, that's funny. If you like this little one in boho blue, it is really cute. They're supposed to have that available. Also coming soon, the glass mat. The glass mat is coming back and will be available for purchase. So you guys know I love my glass mat. It's awesome. All right, so now we have that. And then this one we're going to put on crooked. I did not check the measurements of the card on the in the catalog. So it, like I said, casing is in my opinion, it's something that you kind of get inspired by. You don't necessarily have to make it perfect. But what I've done is I have tried to press these 2 corners so that they go right to the edges of the cardstock. And these just go slightly off this background designer series paper. But look how cool of a background that makes. It's just a little bit of interest. I know some people are like, oh my gosh, you're covering designer series paper. Yeah, I get that. I get it. But you know what? Use it because it's beautiful. So let's use it. And I know someone's going to comment, yes, I know. Getting my nails done tomorrow. I know they're super grown out. So sorry about that. Okay. So we have that done. Now I want to add, they have a sentiment and some flowers and some leaves. So I am going to cut those out after I stamp them, of course. So I'm going to hold on to this because this is the inside. And I am going to stamp a little bit on that too. So grab my foam mat and my scraps of basic white. And then I have all of these, blocks here. I have the 2 flowers. There's an innie and an outie on the flowers. I have a happy birthday, which is going to be the sentiment I use. And then I have the colors I'm using are for the outline Berry Burst, Pretty in Pink, the sentiment will be Basic Gray, and then Shy Shamrock for the leaves. So those are the things that I want to stamp. So I'm going to start with the outline. Oh, I do need a scrap. I forgot. So I'm going to grab that. So I'm going to start with the outline of the flower. And I know I want 2 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp them both right now. Okay. Then I'm going to do one in Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to start with that one because it's the lighter color. I am going to use the Berry Burst again. Sorry, this is Berry Burst to match the background. So I'm going to do one of these in Pretty in Pink. So I am lining that up. Perfection is overrated. But now you can see it's not lined up perfect. I don't care. I'm over it. But there is like a little pointy spot, and there's one pointy petal. So I'm going to a darker color now, so I'm just going to kind of tap that off a little bit. And I'm going to stamp this off once so that I get a lighter version of the Berry Burst in this flower. So now I have 2 different colors. So there we go. So I've got those. So I'm done with this. I'm only going to do 2 flowers. I think that's all they did. Yep, 2 flowers. And then I am going to stamp some leaves in the Shy Shamrock. And these have dies also. So I'm going to do one there. Then I grabbed a scrap of basic white. I'm not really sure how many of these leaves I want, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cut them out like that. So, and then I need another piece of basic white for my sentiment. Luckily I have, I don't know if I guys told you this, but I keep all my scraps in a bag. You can see this bag's been around since basic white was called Whisper White, and I keep them all in a file cabinet. So I always have my scraps available. It's just a matter of finding the piece that I want. There we go. So I think I might do another, what did I do with it? Another leaf up here, just in case I want it. Then I'm going to close that and open the basic gray for my sentiment. Here we go. Now, I gotta grab a blender pen. Hold on. This is better when you do it right away, but this will still work. I want my leaves to have a little bit of green in them. Oh, I waited too long. So, all I'm going to do, normally if you stamp them right away, you can get the ink to flow with the regular ink pads. These are new, they are tight. And you really got to squeeze them. You never thought of slitting the paper. Oh, slanting, I bet, is what you meant. Oh, I still don't have it. So if you can't squeeze to get ink on the bottom, don't tap in there. Grab your re-inker. So, and I don't have the re-inkers yet because we couldn't pre-order them. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to grab a block. So if you don't have the re-inkers, grab a block. And now I have ink, right? So I can grab my, I gotta remember to order the re-inkers. Yeek! Can't believe I don't have them. Yep, that's what I want. All right, so now I can just start adding some color to these leaves. And I'm giving them a little, I don't know if you can tell, I'm not being really particular about them. I'm giving them kind of a splotchy look. I want this one a little darker there because I know it's shadowed by the other leaf. But you don't really have to, like, see now they're, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble explaining to you guys today. What's wrong with me? But you can see how it's different slants, different shades in the leaves. And like I said, I'm not being particular. I'm being kind of messy with it because it's okay for me. I want that modeled look. That's what I'm going for. You can, of course, you can fill them perfectly if you want, but I don't. Not to mention that this is faster, and faster always makes me happy. Even though I really like fancy cards. All right, so then you know to clean off your brush when you are done. Boy, that picked up a lot of that green, didn't it? So this is a good way, though, if you don't have the re-inkers or you just don't have the strength to squeeze the pad, because these new pads are just built different. Okay, so now one thing I forgot to do was I want to do something on the inside. So let me grab my color again, the Berry Burst, and I'm going to put a flower here near the bottom, and then, do I want another one? Nah. And then stamp it off. There's my little point. This is better if you stand up. There we go. I love how, see the white in it? Oh, I love that. I just think it's awesome. So now I'm going to, I don't know if this will work. I'm going to try it. I have a lot of ink on here. Let's see if I can do something with it. Everybody hold your breath, because this is another one of Carrie's crazy thoughts to see if it works. It might not. It did. They're kind of weird, but it did work. So now I have that for my inside. Okay, so I have all my stamping done. Now I want to do some cutting out. So I'm going to grab my mini cut and emboss machine. And remember, I said this was on sale, and it does come with all the pieces, including the piece for doing the 3D stamps, although we don't have too many small ones that are 3D anymore. And I believe I was going to use this one for the happy birthday from this set. So many beautiful, beautiful dies. And then from here, I want this flower and these leaves. So it's going to take me just a second. So talk amongst yourselves while I do some cutting out. Not that one. This one. So, and if you have washi tape handy, you can use your washi tape. I'm getting warm. I think I need to take my sweater off. Hold on. My air conditioner is running, but I am warm. So, all right, so I'm going to get these two cut out. So this is going to take me a minute because I have a few things to cut, and this is live, and I didn't pre-cut anything this time. I know I do that a lot for you guys, but I just didn't. I didn't this time. So, let me see. There's the pointy thing. I like that they did that with this flower, so I can kind of line things up a little bit easier that way. I'm tearing things off just so that I have a little more room on here and I can add stuff and cut more than one thing at a time. Oop, quit moving. Okay, so now I know that this is barely going to fit, so I'm going to go ahead and trim this away. And I'm going to do the happy birthday right there. And I stamped the happy birthday in basic gray, I believe. I'll double check. Okay, and I think after this I just have one more leaf to cut out. I don't even know for sure if I'm going to use all the leaves, but I like to have them when I'm doing cards. Sometimes I cut out like a lot of the same thing so that I can decide what is it I'm going to do. I don't always know. And I am casing this card, but like I said, it's an inspiration, so it won't necessarily be exactly, or else I would have known exactly what I want to cut out. I think I am going to grab a few of these little flowers. Don't really need them, and I can't tell how many I'm going to get. But why not? I noticed that there are some on the card itself. So, hang on. You know, last minute plans, you got to change things up. There we go. Whoops. That's a little too far out. All right. I don't know what's going to happen with this set. I can see it shifting all over the place, you guys. This is funny. Okay. So, This is real life. This is me. I am a real life stamper. I am not like frou-frou. So if things get weird when I'm stamping, why is this not? I think it's because of the way I have it set up. So we are going to try this another way. We're going to turn this around, so that's the first one that goes in. And then we'll do this and see how that goes. There we go. And like I said, I have no idea how many of those little white flowers I'm going to get. Oh, I only got a couple. That's okay. All right, so sorry, I got to poke one of them out. There we go. So I think I ended up with like 2.5. Oh no, all 3 came out. So that's cool. So I have 3 of them. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So put these back over here and let's see what happens now while I try to put this thing together. I know that I want to outline this a little bit so that it has some definition. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it does have the stitching, which is really nice. But I didn't want to mat it. You could. I could cut another one and then I could trim. I think I've shown you guys that before. But I'm just going to take the brush end of the marker that's also in Shy Shamrock. And I'm just going to outline it. It's very subtle, but when it's on the card front, it gives it just a little bit of pop. So the trick when you're doing this is to hold it in an upside down V or a mountain, whichever you prefer, because if your pen slips, it'll mark the back and not the front. So just be very careful. Plus it tends to then give it a little bit of an edge on the front of it too. So I'm hoping you guys can see that turns out really fun. All right, so all my pieces, done with my ink, and here we go. So let's start with the inside. So remember, I have this little piece. It is just going to run across the bottom. Now it's a little shorter because it's from this piece, and this piece is not 5 1/4, it's only 5. So it's going to be a little bit shorter. I did not color in the leaves, and I'm not gonna. I'm just going to leave it. And this does cover it a little bit. I guess I should have put my leaf up a little higher. There we go. And then let's slide this on there. So it's a very subtle match because you're only getting a tiny bit of that paper. And let me see if that's, I don't think that's straight. Let me see if I have a minute to move it. No, it's stuck now, but that's okay. It works. So that's for the inside, and you see it matches this paper. If you really wanted it to be thicker or longer, go ahead. I just, I cut it off, and I thought, I'm not wasting that piece. I'm going to use it for my card. So that is going to go down here, like so. There are some sentiments for the inside of cards. I'm not going to do one, but you can see that there's all kinds of, may all your wishes come true, that would be good, and all that stuff. So, and of course, a ton of other stamp sets that would work for that as well. So I know I'm going to want my happy birthday on there. Can you see how the green popped it just a little bit? And I know I want my 2 flowers. They're going to be by that. So I am using a different die than the one in the catalog. So I got to keep it straight. This is throwing me off. I'm trying to make it straight to that. And then I'm just kind of guessing where I want stuff right now. I might even go ahead and do that over that flower. And then a couple of others. So I'm going to get started by starting to put these few pieces down. And I think I'm going to keep the sentiment flat so that the flowers can pop up and I can still mail it. Not that you can't mail it if it's super popped up, but you pay more. So now, like I said, I have to train my eye to look here instead of at that line, because, you know, you'll be surprised that it really does make your brain go, what is she doing? Now, I also know this one's going to go flat because I'm going to pop up that leaf and the other flower. So I'm going to set that, I think it was about right there. And then this leaf is going to go up on a dimensional, but I want this base to stick, so I'm just going to put a little there so it just flattens down. And I'm going to put it by the H like that. So it's down here, but it's up there. Because I didn't want, I'm putting this one on, and if it had been popped up too much down there, then it would have made a mess with this one. It would have like made it too thick in one spot. So I didn't want that. So that is going to go right there. Then I'm going to add some more leaves. I think I'm going to tuck some of them behind. And I probably won't use them all. Oh, that one, I don't like the way that one cut out. So we're going to skip that one. Which one do I like best? I think they all shifted a little bit. So this is what I do when that happens and I don't like it. I get out my scissors and I just trim it. If I'd have used washi tape, that would not have happened, but I didn't. So there we go. No big deal, right? It's better than cutting the whole thing out. And I will shove that under, see if I can get it under this flower too. Let me see. I think I might have adhered that a little too well. I think I did. So there we go. Do I want another one? No, neither one of those cut out the way I liked them. But I did do a couple of these, so just a little dot somewhere on them. That's too much of a dot, so I'm going to grab some of it off, scooping some of it off. And they're barely going to show on this DSP, but they will be there, and I will know they're there, and that'll make me happy. I could pop one up. Let's pop one up with a mini, and I'll just put a gem in it, and it'll be okay. So just put a little mini dimensional on this one, and maybe I'll put them all together, because then they might make more sense. Okay, so basic card, but I'm going to add some, where is it? There it is. Do you guys remember when I showed you this tip to use your old die packets? So I am going to grab, now this doesn't match perfectly because this is actually Petunia Pop, but I think it's close enough that I can go ahead and put it on the card. I'm going to do a little bit of yellow. Yellow? Nope, I'm going to do the little tiny pink. Nope, I'm going to do do you guys do that when you're making cards? Please say yes. Please say that you keep changing your mind as you're doing them. So I'm going to have to move that one then, I think. So I'll think about that for a minute. Because I'm never 100% sure. See, now my white flowers, you can see them, right? Now you know they're there, because I've added some poof to their center. So now I can put this big one here and a couple of tiny ones maybe up here. There we go. So there we go. there is my little card for today with the inside and the outside. And I'm going to show you again. This is the card that I copied, and there's my design. So similar, you see they have little white flowers on theirs. Mine are just in a different spot, but it's basically the same card. I'm just switched up the choices. It's the same designer series paper. I just used different pieces of it, changed the sentiment and the die that I cut out for it. And so similar, but not quite. Inspired by. All right, everybody, I hope you guys have a great weekend, or week, sorry, and I will see you soon. Bye.